All right, welcome to Ram Country Conversations. Brian Roth, voice of the Rams, back with you. Happy to have you with us. And, well, we're going to bring in David Crum. He's a Senior Associate Athletic Director for Development at Colorado State University. And David, I want to bring you in here today to talk about the Stalwart Rams Relief Fund. And I want to get to that in a second. But, look, I mean, COVID-19, 2020, the pandemic has affected all of us. And I know being in college athletics, it has really affected athletic departments across the nation. How is Colorado State handling it?
You know, we're like no other athletic department in the country, quite honestly. We're all facing the pandemic. Most every athletic department in the country is working from home. We've been working from home, not only in the Ram Club and the athletic development, but the entire athletic department's been basically remote since March. And it's different. I've been in this business for 30 years, and I've never seen anything like this. But I think that's throughout society. Nobody's really faced something like this, quite honestly, in one's lifetime. So within the athletic department, we're persevering. You know, we're stalwart Rams when it comes down to it. And, you know, we've had different phases throughout this 9 months of working remotely. But our key has just been staying in touch with our season ticket holders and our donors and just trying to keep that connection going, even though we are unable to actually visit people face to face.
Right, absolutely. And, you know, with the pandemic, you don't have those traditional means of engagement with your fan base. I know that you usually do. And I know the revenue generation opportunities aren't where they would be during normal times. So you guys came up with the Stalwart Rams Relief Fund. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this campaign we kicked off in mid-October. And it's basically, we took basically a hiatus on asking people for money when we first went remote. We basically needed to make sure everybody was healthy. We wanted to give people a chance to kind of adjust to where our lives were. We knew that we needed to adjust. So we spent a lot of time early in the summer with Zoom calls with all of our coaches, with Joe Parker, connecting and engaging with our season ticket holders and just staying away from private philanthropic solicitations. But at some point, our student athletes, the financial model in college athletics is fractured. And quite honestly, we're losing a lot of our self-generated revenue, and that has a trickle-down effect to every one of our sports in terms of their operating funds. And we know our sports, and in turn, our student athletes need private support through our wonderful donors and season ticket holders. So we put together a campaign that would hit on kind of four main pillars. And also, we know there's a lot of donors out there that are very loyal to their sports, and they've given back to their sports for years, and we wanted to give those donors, season ticket holders, a chance to give back.
Yeah, you bet. So if a donor decides to give to this fund, and again, tell us about the goal and what does the donor get when they want to get involved with the Stalwart Rams Relief Fund?
Yeah, the overall goal, and we know that we're not going to replace. You know, we're losing probably $15 to $18 million of self-generated revenue. We know that we can't do a campaign over in 100 days to completely replace that. So our goal is $100 million over the 100 days. And we kicked out, like I said, in October. And we're reaching out to anybody that's been a season ticket holder or donor over the last 8 years and asking them to re-engage in supporting our student athletes. Where four main pillars are Stalwart Relief Fund, and that gives back to basically at the discretion of the athletic director where the greatest needs are within the entire athletic department. We're also going to do booster clubs. Like I said earlier, we got a lot of loyal fans that give to their sports, and we want to give them a chance to do that. Our bottom line, what we have for us every year that we raise money for our student athletes is for scholarships. That's our baseline. That's another one of our baseline areas that we can give to. And the last is the Together Initiative, a wonderful with all the social unrest that's happened since the George Floyd incident and murder. We've got a committee that's Together Initiative for social issues and for our student athletes. And this is an opportunity to give back to help them make a bigger impact across campus. So we got those four main pillars, and then every one of their booster clubs, we're going to solicit to their donors to give people a chance to hear from a student athlete, hear from a coach, and give back.
Right. Well, I know you guys have been reaching out to all those Ram boosters as you have just laid out, but if somebody hasn't been reached out to and they still want to help out, how do they do that, David?
They can go on our website, We're always available on the website. It's probably the best place to do it this day and age. They can't stop by the office, unfortunately. I wish they could because we are not there. But the website is probably the best place. And then click on the Ram Club. And then we actually have a website for Stalwart Ram Relief Fund campaign. And each of the sports, we're going to do an interview with the coach and with some student athletes. We'll do a video interview as well as Mike Brohart and the media relations is doing a nice story about each of the sports and each of our pillar initiatives that we have going on. So there's a lot of information there. They can click and give online, or they can mail in checks, but the best place is probably online right now, and at csurams.com is the best place to visit.
All right, David, listen, thank you for taking some time out and getting us up to speed on that. We certainly appreciate it.
Thanks, Brian. Go Rams.
All right, that's David Crum, Senior Associate Athletic Director for Development at Colorado State, talking a little bit about the Stalwart Rams Relief Fund. I'm Brian Roth. Thanks for joining us right here on Ram Country Conversations.